Hello fellow gamers and welcome back to yet another episode of Factorio. Today we're gonna pick up where we left last time and we're gonna pick up by doing one more research science pack because I was unable to properly count. So we're gonna build the 10th science pack and feed that into our lab and wait for the automation research to pick up. Today we're gonna be covering some of the basics of automating a few of the ingredients that we need for more advanced recipes. And also we're going to be looking at building our first smelting lane. Now, first research complete, and this unlocks two things for us. One is the assembling machine level 1, and the other one is the long-handed inserter. And let's go ahead and actually craft one assembling machine level 1. Actually, let's queue up a few of them, maybe 2 or 3. And in the meantime, let's go collect a few more resources from our resource patches. We're probably gonna need more coal, so I'm just gonna build 2 more of these burner mining drills. I always forget that name. And let's go ahead and refuel our stone furnaces for copper. Yeah, and now that we have a few more resources and most importantly, our assembly machines are complete, I'm gonna look for a nice spot to plan my base, and I'll probably just build here with the idea of building upwards. So let's just put our first assembly machine down, and when you left click on it, you can choose a recipe that the machine will build. And for now, what I'm interested in doing is building a couple of machines to build gears and copper cable and feed them resources to actually build. So I can just control left click and that will feed an entire stack of resources into the machine. I'm gonna do the same with copper, but instead of left clicking, I'm gonna right click. That will only feed half of the stack. And now I can see that the machines are automatically building iron gear wheels for me and also copper cable. I can control left click and drag over the machines, and that's automatically gonna collect all the resources. And let's do our first bit of automation. And what I really like to automate first is electronic circuits, because it takes a bit of time for them to be built. So electronic circuits, you need iron plates and copper wire. The most basic setup that you can do here is something to do with 2 chests. So I put a chest here and another chest here, assembly machine here that's gonna build electronic circuits, and now we're gonna be crafting our first inserters. And we're just gonna do it like this. We need to put another electric pole here to cover this inserter. And if we put a stack of plates here and another stack of copper plates here, I have not done this properly. It's been a while since I've played Factorio, and you can probably see that. This chest needs to be here, and it should look something like this. So what we're doing is we have a chest that delivers our resources. So we have the raw iron plates and copper plates. And we have two inserters. One inserter that's feeding into the copper wire factory, and the other one that's feeding into the iron plates into the electronic circuit assembly machine, and another inserter that's feeding copper cable into the electronic circuit machine, and the last inserter that's just outputting our electronic circuits into a chest. And now we can just grab our electronic circuits and use them without having to build them every time we need to do a new recipe. Let's grab a bit more coal because our iron smelting furnace has run out of resources. And I'm just gonna feed a few more resources here. Okay, we have plenty of iron plates for now. And the second thing that I want to automate is gonna be science. I want to have just a bit of science automated so we can go through with the first researches. Now, I did figure out where my 10th science pack actually went. I dropped it on the ground accidentally, so there's that. Anyway, let's look at our science pack recipe. So we need copper plates and we need iron gears. We already have an assembly machine for iron gears here, so I'm gonna use that one. And I'm gonna do a similar setup to what I've done for electronic circuits. So we'll have a chest here on the corner of the factory. And I'm gonna put another assembly machine here. I don't have any more assembly machines, so I'm just gonna craft a few more. But this process is way smoother now that I have electronic circuits already crafted. So we're gonna have this assembly machine doing automation science packs. And we have gears here, so we're gonna have an inserter moving gears from here to here. We're gonna have, okay, we need more inserters. Let's build just a few more inserters. Another very useful shortcut that I've just used is when you open a machine that already has a recipe, you can control click on any empty space in your inventory and it will automatically move the maximum amount of available resources into the factory. So you don't have to manually feed those resources every time. That doesn't work for a chest though. As you can see, that moves the entire inventory. Okay, so again, pretty similar setup. We're gonna have iron plates here. We're also gonna have copper plates, but I'm currently out of copper plates. So I'm gonna have to go pick a few more. And this is gonna be, I'm just gonna steal half of the stack here. And this is gonna feed into our assembly machine that produces science packs, and this is in turn gonna feed into our lab. And now we can choose a second research, and given the fact that biters are not gonna be a problem very early on, I'm just gonna pick logistics, primarily to be able to do lane splitting and underground belts. And well, as long as there's resources in a box, which currently there aren't, we have automated our first bit of Factorio recipes. Sort of automated. We're gonna work on doing a better automation very soon. So I was able to grab a few more copper plates. Not all that many, but it will do for now. Let's grab a bit more coal. And the next thing that I want to automate is transport belt, which I am gonna talk about in just a second. For transport belt, we need two things. We need iron gears and we need iron plate. And we're just gonna leverage the same factory that we already have here that builds gears for us. We're gonna pull iron plates out of the same box. and we're gonna output back into a chest. Let's give a few more resources to our science. Our iron plates are gonna be depleted very soon from here, so let's put almost everything we have, and well, we're out of power, and that's gonna happen quite often. So what I'm gonna do right now is our power consumption is not all that demanding right now. These two steam engines are more than enough to sustain the few factories that we have, but we're limited to the amount of fuel that we can put in a burner. So that's gonna be depleted very soon. So one thing that we can do is I can build 4 burners and put 4 engines for 4 burners. Now they're gonna not be 100% efficient, but I'll have more storage space for coal and they're gonna last longer. And I'm out of coal again. Let me just go grab a few more resources, a bit more coal, and yeah. So we have a bit of belt. I'm just gonna put that on my toolbar for quick access. I'm also gonna put the inserters. And yeah, let's talk about the next phase, which is automating smelting lanes. So what we want to do is basically automate. Let's start with iron. We want to automate iron plate production. Right now, as you've already seen, we're reliant on constantly feeding coal into our burners, and that gets really cumbersome really fast. So what we can do, first of all, we have only been using the burner mining drill so far, but there's also electric mining drills. Electric mining drills work at twice the speed of the burner mining drills. As you can see here, mining speed is 0.25. The mining speed for this one is 0.5. So yeah, double the speed, more effective, and it uses electricity, which means that we don't have to come back every time and put coal into the burner. We can just go and refuel the boilers, and yeah, that's gonna be one thing that we don't have to worry about. And what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna start building a couple of electric mining drills. I was just looking that our gear factory is not actually keeping up with how many gears we need. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna put iron plates into chests. That's gonna allow the factory to work at basically double the speed. And we have a few gears now to spare. First thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start to put down, let's start with 5 mining drills. And unlike the burner drills, it's not efficient anymore to feed them directly into a stone furnace. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna output onto a belt. So as soon as we drag electricity to these mining drills, the belt is gonna start to fill up. Okay, our second research is finished. We now have access to underground belts and we have access to splitters. The next thing that we can look at doing is I want access to fast inserters. In order to get fast inserters, we need electronics recipe. So I'm just gonna queue up this research, and then we can see here that the fast inserter research has become orange, which means that once this one is complete, I'll be able to research this one. So I'll just queue 2 researches up and let the research do its thing for now. We don't have to worry about it. Just gonna grab a bit more coal, put it into our burners. The iron must flow, as they say. And yeah, let's look at powering up these mining drills. Now, there's a few patterns that people generally use to power mining drills. One is putting the electricity pole on the outside, like this, and then just keep dragging electricity poles down the line so that in the future, when we put more mining drills, we can do it like this. But that will leave us with some unused space here, and in the future we'll want to maximize how many mining drills we have on our iron patch until we expand to different iron patches. The way I like to do it is leave one empty space in between and put 2 electricity poles. This way we'll be able to cover this row and this row of mining drills, and we'll just have to replicate that on the next lines. So let's go ahead with this pattern for now. Let's connect this to our electricity grid, and you can see that we have iron starting to build up on our lanes. Now, the question is what we're gonna do with this iron. So we're gonna be looking at, let's do a few stone furnaces. I just queued up 20 stone furnaces. I'm gonna make it to 24. I don't have enough resources for that, and I don't see any rocks nearby, so we'll just stick to, oh, actually 25. Never mind. We do have enough resources, and I'm just gonna drag the belt a bit. And yeah, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna do just a temporary setup here to start automating a couple of things. And if we feed coal into the burners, we're now gonna have 4 burners just mining the ore that we've put on the belt. Now, let's talk about one of the first important concepts in Factorio, which is smelting and how to do that in a nice and efficient way. And in order to do that, we're gonna take a look at our belt first. So our belt has a transport speed of 15 items per second. That means that in 1 second, 15 resources will move from this iron belt to, from this transport belt to this transport belt. Or just to simply put it, the basic transport belt has a throughput of 15 items per second. And if you look here, actually, if we look at the iron plate recipe, we can see that it takes 3.2 seconds of crafting time to convert 1 iron ore into an iron plate. Also, if we look at the stone furnace, we'll see that it has a crafting speed of 1. So that's a factor of how fast this crafting time will be applied. Just to give a couple of examples, if the crafting speed would be 0.5 here, that means that this recipe will take double the time. So it would take 6.4 seconds. If the crafting speed would be 2, that means that this recipe would take 1.6 seconds, and so on. But what that means for us is that an iron belt that can transport 15 items per second. And this is 3.2 items per second consumption rate. That means that one iron belt that is fully packed with iron ore will be able to feed 48 of these stone furnaces. And also, okay, we have our first visitors. So that means that we have started polluting some of the bases here. Yeah, this base is being polluted now, so I'm just gonna get sidetracked for just 1 second and change our research. Because what I want to do is I want to research military now to get a bit better access to ways of defending myself. And I'm gonna be looking at getting the submachine gun. I'm gonna be putting down a factory to build ammo for a submachine gun, and also I'm gonna be looking at researching gun turrets to put some automated defenses around the base. And I think that's gonna be just enough for now. Let's go ahead with our plans. First of all, as I was saying, let's actually, that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to craft ammo here. Get a few more stone plates and, sorry about that, wrong chest. I'm just gonna feed the input boxes for these machines just a bit, so we have a few more resources piling up. And I'm gonna craft a light armor that's gonna give us some resistances against our neighbors. So that automatically was added to my active inventory. And now we have a bit of protection against them. We have to be mindful from now on that we do have neighbors that we need to be wary about. And okay, let's get back to smelting. So we said that a belt will be able to handle 15 items per second, and the mining speed for an electric mining drill is 0.5 seconds. That means that if we put 30 mining drills and collect all the resources onto one belt, that will actually give us a full belt of iron ore. And if we connect that full belt of iron ore to 48 stone furnaces, we will consume all that belt and be efficient about it and output a full lane of iron plates. And that's exactly what we're gonna do next. We're gonna look at crafting 30 electric mining drills. Let's take things slow. For that, we're gonna need a lot more electronic circuits, a lot more copper plate, iron plate, coal to fuel up our factory. So let's start building. As we can see, we're missing quite a few ingredients now, but we have researched military. So now I can look at building a submachine gun. Let's collect some of the resources that we have lying around and build a submachine gun. Our research is still going. Let's limit how much transport belt we're building right now. So if you go on any chest, you're going to see that you have an X button here. You can click on it once, and then basically the red slots are going to become unusable by automated machines. I can still put things in here, but inserters won't be able to put things into those red slots. Now I don't want to limit this chest, I just want to limit this chest, which means that my transport belt factory will no longer be producing. So all of these resources will go either into ammo, which I also want to limit because it's gonna dry up my iron supply very fast. And well, this means that all of the resources now are gonna go into researching. And just in the nick of time, because our gun turrets are almost ready to be built. What I don't have right now is stone. I need to see where my stone patch is. My stone patch is all the way up here and it's very close to our biter nest. So I'm actually gonna craft a couple of turrets. And okay, we're out of power poles. Let's queue up a few more power poles. Let's DQ the gun turret so we get power poles really quick. I'm just gonna drag electricity to the stone patch. And as you can see now, I'm still using the Q key, but the game detected that I have better mining equipment in my inventory, so it's no longer supplying me with the burner mining drills. I automatically get the electric mining drills. I'm just gonna put a chest down. Just craft a couple more, and I'll just let these mining drills work. So we have, whenever we need stone, we have a steady supply of stone. And we have 2 gun turrets now. I'm just gonna place them down here and give them just a bit of ammo. Yeah, 10 ammo will have to do for now. And let's get back to our original research, which is electronics and fast inserters. Just grab this stone really quick. Feed a bit more coal in here so that we continue to get iron plates. And I'm actually gonna decommission this smelting array. And yeah, as I was saying, let's get back to... Okay, we're out of electronic circuits. I'm just gonna put a few more resources here so we have them automated. And yeah, just keep crafting those electric mining drills. Now, there are a few ways of actually laying out those 48 furnaces, and that's what I'm going to be talking about next. And so in order to fully automate production of iron plates, we need 2 things. We need the raw resources, which is the iron ore, and we also need fuel. At the beginning, fuel is going to be coal, and we're probably going to keep coal as fuel for quite a bit of time. So we have 3 resources that are going to be involved in this process: the inputs, 2 inputs, and 1 output. So one way we can do that is we can have 2 belts running alongside the stone furnace, and then we can have the output belt. So we can have inserters. Let's say that this is going to be our iron belt, and this is going to be our coal belt. Now inserters can, when I'm hovering them, you can see where they're taking resources from and where they're inputting those resources to. We can have an output there, but obviously this inserter will not reach the outer belt, so we actually need the long hand inserter, which I'm just gonna build one for now, because we're not spoiler alert, we're not going to be using this setup right here. And as you can see, we can have, oh, we also need power for them. So the only place where we can place power is here, which means that in order to replicate this pattern, we need a space in between. We can actually put just the one pole, electric pole here. And we would be looking at putting 48 of these uh, stone furnace. Uh, that's an interesting bug. This should be on the belt and should be moving. Anyway, so I'm just gonna use just to show everybody how much space this will take. I'm just gonna use a copy paste functionality that Factorio has. So I'm just gonna Control C, Command C if you're on a Mac computer, to copy what I've already put here, and then Command. That's gonna create a blueprint, and then I can just click it on the ground and something looks off here. Yeah, it should be like this. Oh, actually, never mind that. We can actually blueprint it like this. So that's 4 furnaces, and this is 8, and this is 16, 24, 32, and well, we're almost at the biter's nest. Now, there are multiple ways of setting up smelting arrays. In the next episode, we're going to be looking at implementing one of the layouts that I generally use to do my smelting arrays. Talk a bit about the pros and cons, a few interesting quirks of how Factorio works. Until then, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you here next time.